This is the second video for solving by elimination. So if you have not watched the first video, I would take a look at that one first. That example is a little bit more basic, and this one involves an extra step that we'll get into once we get going here. So just to recap, solve by elimination, what that means is we are going to take this system, we want to figure out where these lines cross, and we're going to use elimination. That means add the equations together. So we're going to add the y's, we're going to add the x's, the equal sign comes down, add the numbers on the end, and we want to eliminate either the x's or the y's. Now in order to make that elimination happen, for example, you would need, let's say, an x combined with a negative x, or a negative 2y with a positive 2y, or we could even say a 5x with a negative 5x. If you were to add any of these together, you would get 0 and they would cancel out. Okay? So, gonna go ahead and erase that. Alright, well that's all it will let me erase. So what we do is we take a look at our equation and we want to look at the y's and we want to look at the x's and see, well, nothing is going to eliminate now. But can we manipulate this using multiplication to get something to eliminate? And I'm going to focus on the y's right now. If you notice, this is a negative 3y and a positive 1y. Well, if this down here was a 3y, well then we'd have a negative 3y and a positive 3y, and those would cancel each other out. So how can we get that to be a 3y? Well, we can do that with multiplication. However, it does involve multiplying the entire equation by, because we want a 3y, let's multiply it by 3. So the top equation doesn't change. I'm going to rewrite that. Negative 3y plus 4x equals 11. And then the bottom equation, we're going to multiply the 3 times the y, and we get 3y. Now we're going to do the 3 times the 2x, which is 6x. And then we also have to do 3 times the 13, which gives us 39. All right, now if you notice, we have a negative 3y and a positive 3y. So when we go to add these two equations together, negative 3y plus 3y cancels, that's 0. 6x plus 4x is a 10x. And then 11 plus 39 gives us 50. We have our equation, we can solve for x, divide both sides by 10. So x equals 5. All right, we've got half our answer. We've got the x, all we need is the y. So what we do is we take this 5 and we're going to plug it into one of these original equations, whichever one looks easier. For me, I think the second one looks a little bit easier to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. Y plus 2x equals 13. And we're going to take this 5 and we're going to put it in for the x. So when we rewrite that, it's going to look like y plus, instead of 2 times x, we're going to do 2 times a 5 equals 13. 2 times 5 is 10, so we'll want to go ahead and multiply that first. And now we just solve for y. We're adding a 10, so let's go ahead and subtract a 10. So y equals 13 minus 10 is 3. Our final solution, ordered pair, is the ordered pair. The x is a 5 and the y is a 3. And that is the point where the two lines cross.